Let's hope nothing like that happens. It certainly didn't happen last year with Midnight Hammer, even though there were people who suggested that 20,000 Americans would die, we'd be in a 20-year war. They could not have been more wrong. We have an extraordinary military. Let's hope we don't have to use it. Quite frankly, if there's anybody in the world hoping that tomorrow something will positively happen with the negotiations, it's me. Because most people in America are at least 6,000 miles from whatever may happen. I'll be in the bullseye. By the way, I was driven to this location blindfolded, and I'm in a deep bunker somewhere, I'm sure. But quite frankly, I think we've got to help Americans to understand this is not about the Middle East or just Israel. This is about America, and it has been for 47 years. The Iranians put out a contract and hired a guy to assassinate President Trump. Over the years, they've killed thousands of Americans. They have supplied all of our enemies with weapons and with money. They have financed the proxies like Hamas, the Houthis, and Hezbollah. And Hezbollah is in 12 countries in the Western Hemisphere. This is about America's safety, and the president knows it.
No argument in the evilness of Iran. Were you saying that you're in a bunker right now?
No, I was just kidding with you when you said that the Supreme Leader is in one.
Yes.
I'm not in one yet. I hope I don't have to go.
Very well, look, very well might be, because Israel is one of the places that the Iranians would retaliate. U.S. F-22s are now in Israel. The fact that they were flown there and publicly declared is certainly a significant message to the Iranians. But this is a really interesting point here, because for the past 15 years that I have been covering this story, since my time as a foreign correspondent, certainly in the Middle East, and you and I would talk about this, it was always the Israelis warning about the Iranians. It was always the Israelis saying we must stop the Iranians. And now the Israelis have been sort of silent over the past year about the threat of Iran and Iran's nuclear program. They've been okay with things, and it is President Trump now beating the war drums. What's changed, and why don't the Israelis seem as concerned as the Americans are now?
Well, I think the Israelis are every bit as concerned. I don't see that they have dialed down their anxiety over what Iran has promised to do to them. But all of these years, when they have said death to Israel, they've also said death to America. It's always been, Leland, and you know it from living here, that Israel was simply the hors d'oeuvre. It's America that's the entree. What ultimately the Supreme Leader and this Iranian regime wants to do is to take America down. That's the big prize. And if Americans don't understand that, if they don't realize that for 47 years this is their ambition, then I'm afraid we're going to get caught short, just like we did on 9/11, when we just didn't think something like that could happen to us.
Well, look, I learned in the Middle East, when people tell you they want to kill you, believe them the first time. It's usually a good philosophy in life. The question then is this. Why then talk about Iran's nuclear program? If Israel is the appetizer, America is the hors d'oeuvre, we must take death to America at face value. Why should President Trump stop with a nuclear deal? Why should the deal on the table, or the demand on the table, not be the Ayatollah and the IRGC must leave?
Well, the president's been very clear about the absolute demand if we're going to have a peaceful deal. The president would love a peaceful deal. This is a president that over the last year has ended 8 wars. Nobody is better at it than he is to stop a war from happening and to end one quickly if it does, in fact, occur. But he's President Trump. He isn't President Chump. And he has made it clear to the Iranians, you're not going to have a nuclear weapon. You're not going to enrich uranium. You've got to stop murdering your people. Estimates between 30 and 60,000 of them have been murdered because
Ambassador,
they protested
with respect,
this
sir,
evil regime.
There's different messages here. Is this about Iran's nuclear program, or is this about a regime that must go because they keep chanting death to America? What's the deal to be made?
I don't think you can separate it.
Okay.
Well, I think you can't separate them because, quite frankly, and I would just say this, Leland, why do they want a nuclear weapon? What would they do with it? If they had a nuclear weapon
insurance
and a long-range ballistic missile,
they'd use it.
No, they would use it on. They would use it. They've used everything they've ever built.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.